Um, so in light of this meme just absolutely blowing up, I thought, what boomers could I cover on my stream? Who would I cover? And then it hit me. The worst boomer. A boomer who is a Nazi, who is extremely stupid, like the most stereotypical boomer you can imagine, um, writes fascist propaganda, is extremely entitled and extremely condescending. And then finally, the most important thing you need to do if you're a boomer, completely disconnected from reality. I want you guys to take a guess. If you can see the title of the stream, then you guys know. That's right, leftist snowflake. Today, we're looking at Ben Garrison, and this is him right here. This is him standing next to a painting of Hitler with a swastika pin on his shirt. Look at that. So he is a Nazi. He does support Israel though, because he worships Trump. I'm not even kidding. He worships Trump. Like I'm talking completely disconnected from reality. Like he actually thinks Trump is the God Emperor, and you'll see in some of his art that we're about to go over what we're talking about. So if you are allergic to the cringe that is produced from boomers, hold on, the chat's not on the screen. There we go. If you're allergic to the amount of cringe that you see when you see like a boomer comic, like boomer political comic, this video is gonna make you want to fucking kill yourself in game, of course. Let's start with one of his bits of art here, okay? So we have a very interesting bit of art here. It is drawn in the pretty standard newspaper conservative political comic art style, you know, where it's like very caricatured, where you kind of like make the some of the features of people's faces more expressive and God, wait till you see how this guy draws AOC. Holy shit. I'm not gonna lie, he reaches pretty far when drawing AOC, yet somehow still makes her look hot. It's really weird. So there's a few things to deconstruct in this first image, and this is the Berkeley Antifa. So of course, burning a pile of books of conservative views, you know, not a thing that happens. Stepping on free speech, yep, love that. And this Antifa dude, and his body is shaped like a swastika, because it turns out the Antifa are the actual fascists. They're the actual Nazis, you know? Yeah. Uh-huh. And he seems to be pepper spraying with some mace. Milo Yiannopoulos, who is a Nazi, his computer password leaked, and it was like fucking. It was like Crystal Knocked 19 or 1340 or something like that. Crystal Knocked being the fucking when the Nazis destroyed all the Jewish businesses. Milo is a Nazi. He is. And then I don't know who this is. Someone named Anne. I really don't know. Listen, there's so many conservative white women with blonde hair that come from the Midwest. I'm pretty sure that Ann Coulter. I would have thought. I'm pretty sure there's a factory out there somewhere that's just producing them like droids from Star Wars. Okay. And this is another one here. This is probably one of my favorites, and there's quite a few like this. This guy worships Trump. He worships him like a god. Like, he unironically, the God Emperor Trump meme is unironically him. This is how he draws Trump usually. He draws Trump usually extremely muscular. His hair isn't balding like it is in real life. He looks like a fucking warrior, you know? And so you can see here he is slaying the deep state. He's got a big sword and a shield that says MAGA. I think this is Jared Kushner? Is this supposed to be Jared Kushner? So he is a Nazi. So if this is Jared Kushner and he's just like, he's a mooch, he's going to stab Trump in the back because he's a Jew, I wouldn't be surprised. I assume it's Jared Kushner. And then Bannon and Priebus, I don't know who this is. Listen, this is some boomer shit here, okay? Having they're either lost to, it's implied that Trump beat them or something. I don't know. It's weird. But yeah, just extreme idolization of Trump and him slaying the deep state, because this guy is a conspiracy theorist. Here's another one. This is a very, very common Trumpal or even just conservative talking point. They like to claim that Islam is extremely violent to gay people, because in a lot of Islamic countries where there is Sharia law, gay people are killed because it's illegal to be gay, and that's absolutely something that happens. However, the left is not in support of any of that, and you should probably know this, but the majority of Muslims do not want to do this. The majority of people who are Islamic don't want to do this. So it's just kind of a stupid talking point. It's just an excuse for conservatives to virtue signal that actually they don't hate brown people. They just don't want the brown people to come kill the gay people, even though they hate the gays too. So this comic basically is supposed to point out that, hey, look, Democrats, they love LGBTQ people, but they also love Islam people. So you gotta choose one. You can't have both. So, But hey, yeah, leftist snowflake. All reactionaries lie. So it's not surprised. Ooh, and this is a really good one. So he's not just your average conspiracy theorist. He is also an anti-vaxxer. So as you can see here, if you look here, this is formaldehyde, aborted fetal matter, and thimerosal mercury. These are things, this is in vaccines. This is also contained in small doses in vaccines. So he is an anti-vaxxer. Not surprised, and basically it's the idea is citizen cattle. The people are lined up eating the GMO human feed, and they're being pumped full of vaccines that are giving them autism, and they're held down by the police state and in debt, and the fluoride in the water is bad for you. Big Pharma, war, Monsanto, the lies of the MSM, the global corporations that run everything. By global corporations, he means Jews, and I'll prove that in a second. He's also an anti-vaxxer, so yeah, there's that. Here's a really nice one that is just so much shit. It's kind of hard to process. So this is essentially a boomer fascist conservative trying his absolute best to depict memes and to understand memes. So here we have Trump as a literal emperor. Trump standing over this, I guess this is like the left. This is the visualization of the left, hiding underneath CNN and Twitter and Google and the NPC face and the all the fucking mainstream media shit. And then for some reason there's a Hillary thing here and an Obama thing here because Obama and Hillary are apparently leftists. Okay. So there's that. And then we have Keanu Reeves, the Geeks team, because the memers are pretty conservative, to be fair. A lot of Zoomers are becoming pretty conservative. A Thug Life meme in 2019. The Mad Comics kid. I don't even know what the fuck this is. Some of these things I just cannot fucking identify. Like it's actually insane how many dog whistles there are here that I can't even pick up on. Keanu isn't even a conservative, so it doesn't even really make much sense. But this is the idea that, like, geeks are becoming very conservative. Oh, well, I assume that's Ganon. That's Ganondorf up there, kind of. It kind of looks like him. And then Pepe the Frog, because, I guess, because Pepe was branded a hate symbol. Pretty stupid comic. Too many dog whistles in there for me to catch. I'm sure, like, if somebody who's, like, very versed in fascist dog whistles were to look over this, they could probably sparse everything out. Like, I don't know what this is supposed to be. It could, like, TDS, I don't know. There's probably a lot of shit here that I can't even pick up on. But that's how I've interpreted it. This is another one. This is another instance of Trump being depicted by this guy as, like, a god. So here's Trump as a literal white knight, slaying political correctness, and I think this is supposed to be Jeb Bush's wife saying, "You brute, you killed him, you big bully, you racist, you sexist, you're not a nice person, what a man." Just look at that, guys. Just look at that right there. Man, you love to see it, huh? We got a couple more for you, though. We're not done yet. This one is one of my favorites. So he loves Trump. He loves Trump, okay? However, he is also a Nazi, and he hates the Jews. He believes in the JQ. As you can see, the Rothschilds thing, if you know all about that, it's Nazi shit, it's JQ shit. And then, of course, George Soros apparently fucking controlling the left and the military. And listen, guys, I promise you, no one on the left is getting checks from a billionaire Jewish guy, okay? There are no billionaires funding leftism, all right? I promise you, George Soros, this dude right here, has nothing to gain from leftism. And he has everything to gain from conservatism and capitalism. He's a fucking billionaire. And then finally, this one isn't. This one's okay. It's just another straw man of the left. And here we have an Antifa dude who has a hat that says hate because the Antifa, the anti-fascists, the left are the real fascists. Saying hurry up with that acid while beating up Lady Liberty, and the fire of free speech just sort of wisping away in smoke, and a Burger King milkshake that is supposed to be full of acid and concrete. By the way, this hasn't happened. But yeah, so big old straw man here to finish it off. But there is one more comic by Ben Garrison I want to go over that you might have seen on Twitter. It's his newest one, and it's everywhere. And it adds on... Listen, we all know most fascists and conservatives are pedophiles, okay? I think we all know that. However... this is his official Twitter. He is verified, so, Twitter, verifying fascists. Love to see it. This is his newest one. Right here. I'm going to go ahead and shrink myself a little bit here so that you can see it a bit better. Yeah, let that image settle in. Look at that, boys. I just want to look at the chat for a second here. Yeah. Yeah. So, it shouldn't surprise you that the fascist, Nazi, anti-vaxxer, conspiracy theorist is a climate change denier. It should also not surprise you that he is probably a pedophile. This is a pretty interesting way to frame a 16-year-old girl. I'm not gonna lie. This is probably his worst comic. I'm gonna tell you guys why. Climate change is real. Man-made climate change, and it is a threat to basically everything living on this earth. Within the next 12 years, we won't really be able to do anything to stop it. And beyond that, we're going to see numerous species going extinct. The average sea level is going to go up all around the world. This is going to result in flooding on a normal day, and during storms and hurricanes, which will also be exacerbated by climate change. There's going to be even worse storm surge, flooding, property damage. Billions of dollars worth of property damage is going to happen. However, conservatives have for a long time been paid and lobbied by industries of all kinds that benefit from the idea of climate change not being real. They've been lobbied by these people to put out propaganda and to block the knowledge that climate change is real from getting out there. And so this is a perfect piece of that propaganda. So this is, I guess, Mother Nature, or Mother Earth, spanking Greta Thunberg, saying, "You little brat, it's called weather. It's called the 4 seasons. CO2 is good for the planet. You can't fool Mother Nature. Now stop bothering people." And then her saying, "How dare you?" Because she said, "How dare you" to those fucking world leaders because they weren't responding properly to climate change. And of course you have the sun looking all good, everything looks all beautiful, there's nothing, no garbage, no pollution, there's a polar bear laughing at Greta Thunberg getting spanked. This is disgusting. It really is. So the question is this guy, does he know that climate change is real? Or does he not care? Or is he genuinely so stupid that he doesn't believe it's real, that he's fallen for the propaganda. I like to think that he's probably actively yes, it's pronounced Thunberg, Chad Boris. It's Greta Thunberg. But let's go over a few of the claims here really quick before we finish up talking about this boomer piece of shit. So it's called weather. No, climate and weather are not the same thing. Get out a dictionary. Ask any climatologist. Ask anybody who knows ask anybody who finished an 8th grade science class. It's the 4 seasons. Well, actually, seasons are kind of getting cucked right now by climate change. But yeah, cool. I mean, this completely ignores the fact that we've been keeping records of the average temperatures and the melting of glacial ice, and like this is all Greta Thunberg says is listen to the scientists, listen to the professionals. That's all she says. And CO2 is good for the planet, and that's true. You do need CO2. You know, plants through photosynthesis they are able to make CO2 into oxygen, which we need to breathe. However, there's a little bit of a problem here. There's a thing called deforestation that exists. Yeah, that's a thing, guys. Deforestation. Trees are getting cut down at a pretty alarming rate of about, I think it's like 21 million a day. Yeah, you think Team Trees is going to solve the problem of trees? Yeah, no, the amount of trees they've... Let's go to Team Trees really quick. Let's go to teamtrees.org really quick. So they've currently planted 14,276,492 trees. Awesome. That's very cool. This is cool. However, every day around the world, industries such as the paper industry, the farming industry, all these things, they cut down way more than 20 million trees a day. Like what Team Trees is going to probably do by the end of the year won't even match up to what is being done every day. So yeah, if you don't have any plants to turn that CO2 into oxygen that is breathable, then you're kind of fucked. On top of that, CO2 is a greenhouse gas, and even with the current amount of trees that we have, the current amount of chlorophyll-containing plants we have now, we are not able to turn enough CO2 into oxygen. So heat from the sun is being trapped in our atmosphere by greenhouse gases, and this is resulting in an overwhelming warmth of the planet. And on top of that, the melting ice sheets, which are melting, ice all around the world is melting, is releasing more trapped CO2, which is raising the sea levels, which is turning the ocean less salty due to desalinization, which is resulting in the sea levels not only to rise, but also for weather events to become more extreme. That's why we're seeing the most extreme hurricanes in history have all happened in the last 20 years. And then on top of that, we're seeing ocean acidification because of acid rain, which is the result of carbon dioxide being rained down into the ocean. It's carbonating the ocean, basically, and we're able to witness this, which is resulting in a lot of calcium-containing organisms, such as crabs, anything with a shell made of calcium. A lot of different types of coral are dying because of it. Climate change is like a catastrophic event that we are undergoing here. And people like Ben Garrison are a threat to our existence on this planet, to the existence of humans and a shit ton of other species. So, this guy is a fascist piece of shit, and he is an enemy of the human race. He is, and he should be treated as such. So yeah, can I get an okay boomer in chat? I don't know what else to say about this dude. He's a total piece of shit, but I've been wanting to cover him for a while just because he's so fucking cringe. Did he paint that? I wouldn't be surprised.